This is a pretty funny one. I like this video, so let's check it out. In this video, we're reacting to some of the coolest college basketball videos on the internet. What's going on? My name is Peter Sarellas. I'm a videographer and editor from Toronto, and we actually do this series on the channel where we react to different sports video edits from different sports and sometimes from the subscribers of this channel. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to do that on a pretty regular basis. And with March Madness coming up, which is probably my favorite sporting event of the year, we're going to be reacting to some super cool college basketball edits. Every time I see something online, I'll save it to my inspiration tab and then go back and watch stuff. So we're going to go through and watch some stuff that I've saved on YouTube and Instagram that I just think is really cool sports content in the college basketball space. And this first one is a game recap, or rather a last few minutes of a game recap from Michigan State, which is obviously a very storied basketball program, and their media lives up to the rest of the program. So let's get into it.
Well, when you're in the middle of a championship run, these are the kind of games you would like to win when nothing is going your way.
This place has been a horror show at points for Big East teams, for American Conference teams, now for Big Ten teams.
The finish has got to be close to perfect.
3 to shoot. Fears has to let it ride. No, it's going to be Carr, and it's good. Ooh, that might have saved the day for Michigan State.
Time is of the essence. Chuko with it. Give and go, Carr, bank shot, good. No room for error.
I love the way they've color graded this. It looks so good.
It's Grant sweeping through, didn't get it. Cooper wrestles the ball, and now Fears. Grant follows Fears, who steps through. They left him. Michigan State drawing closer. Objects in the mirror are closer than.
Very nice. Slow down a little bit.
Down the lane he goes. Bank shot, good. And they fouled him.
That's a great reaction shot.
Back to Fears. Floaters away. It is no good. But Fears gets his own rebound, puts it back up. Here is the shot. It's away, and that one is good. So now you need a three. 17 seconds to go. Here comes Fears. 73-70 is the score. On the side, Chuko. He got it! He got it! We are tied at 73.
Shout out the commentators. Great call.
What shot, but they've got 8 seconds to go.
One stop.
Need a stop. Need a stop big. Francis with it. He's on the lane. Shots away. He missed. He missed. We're going to overtime.
Wow. Divine intervention, Will.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really long shot. I'm going to go back and look at how long that was after.
Spartans tie it for the first time in forever.
Did that person have a chain on, like a gold chain with their phone hanging off it? Whatever.
He's going to take him. Spin move. Yes, and they fouled him. So it's now 78-75. MSU by 3. He's setting the attack. He's driving. Shots away at the glass.
Nice.
What a play by Jeremy Fears.
And Michigan State with a major escape in the Garden State tonight. Somehow, some way, they overcome their largest deficit of the season of 12 with under 10 minutes left.
Beautiful way to wrap up the story. Nice graphic to make everything clear. The commentators do a great job.
Courageous type of game.
Awesome shot. All right, that was a great video. It feels like I was at that game, and as someone who really hasn't watched the much of this all year, like honestly, I'm really bad about watching college basketball. I try to watch it a ton, but I never, as a Canadian, get to watch as much as I would like until it's more heavily covered in like February and March. Like this made me feel like I was at the game. Like I really get it, which is great because I haven't watched Rutgers all year and I barely watched Michigan State. But let's go through what makes this video so good, because there were a lot of things that the filmer and specifically the editor of this video did to make it stand out. So we're going to skim through this a little bit. I'll turn the volume down a little bit. Firstly, the person filming this game got tons of cutaway shots. And when you're trying to tell the story of a game in a longer format like this. So this is not long format by any means, but it's 3 minutes. It's not a little Instagram sizzle. When you're trying to do that, you need so many shots that aren't the game to like tell audience what the atmosphere is like. So you have lots of shots on the bench. You'll see these bench shots throughout the video when you go back and look at it. There were tons of those from different timeouts, and I'm sure that they're capturing those bench shots on every TV timeout. And then using them throughout the video as needed. You have your game action, obviously, which will come from lots of different angles. We have top angle stuff. We have stuff from the opposite baseline. We have more top angle stuff. And then we have cutaways to fans. So I say this in every reaction video we do, but this editor is showing an action and a reaction. So the action of the opposing team scoring and then the reaction of the opposing team's fans cheering. They've also done a really good job in editing this video of using commentary, and specifically at the start of the video here, they did a great job of setting the stage and creating stakes by doing things like this, showing the scoreboard and showing Michigan State losing with only a few minutes left in the game, and also talking about how nothing's going their way and this barn can be really challenging for opposing teams. It makes it seem like Michigan State's backs are up against the wall, which makes the whole comeback feel a little bit bigger. Now, I like that they're not afraid to use broadcast videos in this. This is a broadcast replay, and they clearly didn't have a great shot of this play from their baseline camera, but it was necessary, so they go to broadcast, and I think that's perfectly acceptable and should when needed. Just the camera work here is very good. They're doing a good job of choosing when to use slow motion and when not to. Again, you're getting a lot of action and reaction stuff. So you have this player Carr scoring a layup, and then you have him clapping. Cut away to Tom Izzo, and again, these are those shots that like maybe you wouldn't get if you weren't thinking about a long form story, but you know that you need to get a shot of the head coach, or probably multiple shots of the head coach on the sideline to cut away to when you're telling a long story, because otherwise things don't necessarily look like they flow properly. Like, you can't show Michigan State's score on offense and then immediately the next clip they score again. That doesn't make sense, because like, how do they get the ball back? What happened in between? But if you have cutaway shots where you can like show a huddle, show a coach, show fans, and then cut back and the same team is on offense, then that tells the audience time has passed. The game has continued. We didn't look at it. We looked at other stuff, but time has passed, and it makes sense that the team who just had the ball and scored has the ball again, because this is a different part of the game. It's a few minutes later. We're going to keep this moving a little bit. Again, action and then a reaction, but the reaction from the fans. Now here, for the most tense moments of the game, they kept the clip rolling forever. Let's see when this take started and when they cut away from it, because this is basically like watching the game from the baseline for a full minute without any cuts, which for a really tense moment I think is actually awesome, especially when the commentator made such a good call and you want to let that breathe. So this shot starts at 1:08, and if we can fast forward a little bit, there's still no cuts here. 1:23, we've been holding this shot now. 1:28, that's 20 seconds holding the same shot. And here comes Rutgers back down the court, a chance to win the game, and we're listening to the commentary. This is very tense, and you can feel the tension in the gym, so I think it's good to hold it. They still haven't cut that shot. This is the same shot, and it's been almost 30 seconds. There is it, 30 seconds right there. So we held on the same shot for 29 seconds of a 2-minute and 40-second video, which is like 15-20% of the video, just because it made sense. That was probably horrible math. I'm realizing I shouldn't try to do mental math while I talk in a YouTube video. That just is never going to go well for me. But like, they weren't afraid to hold on a shot because that shot was important. It was the game tying shot for Michigan State, and then a missed game winner for Rutgers, which set the stage for overtime. I'd also just like to take a moment to pause here to talk about how beautiful this shot is. Shooting through two people's shoulders, creating a beautiful frame for a close-up on this player, looking like right at you, like past you, but turning right towards you. I just love this player's expression, the way that the videographer captured it, and like the focus on the eyes, how it's so clear. I think that's a really nice shot. There's that. Wait, go back. What is this? Who carries their phone on a gold chain like that? Okay. Now here the editor decides to switch the music to something a little more playful and fun, and honestly, that's just because it doesn't look like overtime was very close, and they kind of had to wrap this video up, and they just want to show Michigan State like scoring 10 unanswered points. So you don't need to show every point. It's not necessary to get the point of the video across. So show a couple of baskets, happy music, the Rutgers fans leaving, and then you follow the star player Jeremy Fears out the court, a little graphic showing what the final score was, and that's the video. A nice little 2 to 3 minute game summary, and they only summarize the most important part for social media, which I think is great because there's going to be lots of places that show the highlights for this entire game, and I'm sure there's going to be a broadcast recap of that out somewhere. But if you're a diehard fan and you really want to see what happened in that final, most crucial part of the game, this is a very in-depth way to experience it, even if you couldn't watch the game or be there, which obviously most Michigan State fans wouldn't have been because this was at Rutgers. I couldn't believe when this video came up for me that it only had 1,700 views, because I think it's a lot better than that, and it's for a big D1 program. I would love to know who made this. I'm gonna tag all the creators down in the comments section, and some of the videos that have been recommended are from college like team accounts, not creator accounts. So if anyone watching this video knows who created one of the videos we showcase here, and I don't specifically mention that person because I don't know, please drop it in the comments so I can tag them in the description. I'd greatly appreciate that. All right, this next video we're gonna watch is from the University of Florida, and it's their basketball team celebrating winning the SEC, which was posted like 4 days ago when I'm recording this. So let's check it out. I just love the vibe of this video. This is so fun. Oh, that's so satisfying, the way they held on that shot and then it just snapped. Yeah, I just love the vibe of this video and the selection that the editor made. It would be so easy to cut something like this to a hype track with quick cuts and give it like a real party club type of vibe because it's a celebration and everyone's dancing and having a good time. But picking something slow and really letting the moment breathe feels so much more appropriate, because like it's a big accomplishment. It's obviously a big moment for the fans of this team, and there are some very aesthetic shots captured, like this one of the player holding the mesh over their head and then wearing it. But you also don't want to make too big of a deal out of winning your conference when you're a major school, because this isn't the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to win in March. And so I feel like this video really tastefully shows the celebration of winning your conference and how that's a big deal, but doesn't make it seem like this is the greatest thing ever. And holding on these aesthetic shots, that super satisfying shot of the net snipping, is just like a fun way to do that and show the moment to fans. So I thought this was very simple but very effective, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to include it here. All right, this next video is from Boston College, and it uses a really cool video editing technique that I want to talk about, and it definitely caught my eye when I was scrolling through social media, so I wanted to show it to you here and break it down a little bit. That is so fun. Firstly, I love the sound design that this creator did with this video. The kind of like underwater type of sound effect every time the ball goes into slow motion is so cool. And the concept is just super creative. Like, it's so satisfying to watch. I could watch this on a loop all day. If you're wondering how this was actually done, basically you film one clip of the player shooting the ball, and you duplicate that clip for every copy of the slow motion ball that you're going to want to have. And what this creator has done is they've just masked the ball and put it into slow motion. They've actually used optical flow, and you can tell from the artifacting on the side of the balls, to get this down to like 240 frames per second. Keep that ball in the frame, traveling in slow motion as the duplicated layer above your main video layer, while the main video continues to play in real time below. And then you just mask all the slow motion balls off the screen as the third ball goes past. And that's basically the entire effect. It's pretty simple. It's just slow motion, a bit of speed ramping, and a couple masks. But come on, you're lying if you don't think that this is so creative and fun. I love this effect, and I love that it's really effective at grabbing attention without taking a bunch of time. And because of the fast nature of working in sports, being able to do stuff like this that you can do quickly is fantastic for creating compelling videos and keeping up with the demands of a job. And so I'm probably going to do something very similar to this. Because of that, I've got some work going on this summer in soccer and baseball, amongst some other sports, and I could definitely see this type of effect being used in those sports as well. So thank you for the inspiration, and shout out to whoever created this for sharing their awesome work. It looks super cool, and clearly the comment section of this video agrees. All right, this next video is of Tennessee Volunteers basketball, and it's by Luke Campbell Media. It had some really cool effects and transitions in it that I want to talk about, so let's check it out.
While she's been away, living day to day.
That's a clean mask. Nice and smooth. Simple transitions, there's some whip pans, there's some inversion effects, there's some cool masking like right there, some black and white stuff, a little bit of playing with the lights, and some kind of faded, desaturated type of color grading where the oranges are popping a bit, but a lot of the other colors aren't. It kind of gives that old school look, and that fits in really well with the slow, vibey type of music that they use. I even love like the grain overlays. But you can even see here the videographer comments in response to how do you even do your transitions. They say wipes, masks, and invert color. Nothing that crazy, but when you combine it all with good sound design, good color grading, and thoughtful music, it makes such a big difference. I did want to go into Premiere real quick and show you how to do a couple of the effects that are being done here, because some of this stuff is really, really easy, to the point that you can add it to your next video in like 5 minutes. So I'm going to grab a couple of shots here. This is just like a random soccer game that I filmed, and so I'm going to use some of this footage just to like serve as an example, but I need to find a shot that kind of works for us. This is just a shot of a goalie, and the inversion effect that they're using. I'm just going to drop my soccer LUT on this real quick. I've got all these new LUTs that I've developed, by the way, for like soccer and basketball and like all these other sports. I just released my hockey LUTs, but I've got all these other ones I'm using too that I have kind of recently switched to and developed, and I haven't put them out yet. So I'm trying to think of the best way to like release these LUTs. So if you want my new color grading presets, like one, let me know, and let me know secondly how you want me to release them. Like, should I make a big pack that has like every sport in it, or do you want to see individual updated packs like per sport? I don't know. But anyways, here's a clip of a goalie, and that invert effect that our creator there was using is literally just type invert. And you can see here when I type in invert, I've got a bunch of different inverted flickers already templated out as part of the transitions playbook, which is my essentially like playbook and huge catalog of like 90 plus effects that I've templated out for myself, and I drag and drop to use for the transitions for my videos, and those are available on my website that you can check out as well. But if you want to make your own inversion effects, then you don't want to grab this invert under audio effects, you want to grab this invert under image control, and you drop that on, and it immediately gives you a simple inversion. So this inversion is using RGB, but you can invert using a bunch of different colors, or using like hue, saturation, lightness, luminance, a whole bunch of different stuff. And you can get all these crazy different effects. That's terrible. I don't know how much I would do inversion by saturation. Mind you, a lot of what our creator was doing in the Tennessee Volunteers video is using this RGB inversion. So doing something simple like a flicker effect where you're placing a cut every other frame and disable the inversion effect on half the frames and leave it on the other half is going to give you a little flicker that you can use as a transition. But I do want to show you one more effect. So let's quickly add our soccer LUT to this. They did this effect in the Tennessee Volunteers video where the lights all had like a sideways streak to them, and it looked like something that was done. I just hit the microphone, hopefully it's not a big deal. It looked like something that was done in post-production to me, not something that was shot in camera. And the way you do that in post-production now in Premiere Pro is using the film impact dashboard. Then you look under lights and glows, you want this glint effect. So let's highlight our clip and then click apply on the glint effect, and it immediately gives you this streak. Now you can just click surprise me a few times and see if you get what you want. Let's change the angle right here to be sideways like that. And now all of our light sources, you can see if I turn this off and then turn it on, are giving us that sideways type of streak, and you can change the intensity and all this type of stuff. But something like this, and then they also went through in the video and did some saturation, and you could do something like this, and that's pretty similar to the look that they had in the video there, and it's nice and stylized and kind of fun, and it only takes a couple seconds to apply. Luke did a great job with that video, but I did get a little bit sidetracked in showing how some of those edits work because it was pretty straightforward and I already had my editor up from earlier today. So we're now going to go through and look at one more video, and this is it from Afical Visuals. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but this is a pretty funny one. I like this video, so let's check it out. We got dunk reaction video. Great song choice for a dunk. The close-ups on everyone's reactions absolutely kill me. Look at the Syracuse defender in this. He just like gives up when he sees that thing going in. It's so bad. Oh my god. And then they cut to like every single reaction of every player on the bench, every player on the court, every fan. It's so funny. Oh my god, this video made me crack up when I saw it. There's nothing like super special happening here in terms of editing. It's just like comedic timing and creativity. The I Get High song, like to go with a dunk, is obviously just perfect, and like it's just so good. I had to share it. Like not every edit needs to be something complicated things. Sometimes you just need like good timing and a little bit of comedy to make something that goes crazy, and this absolutely does. It is so good. But those are some of my favorite college basketball videos that I've seen on the internet in the past little bit. If you have any other cool videos of this type of thing, especially going into March Madness, drop it in the comment section, because I am so down to watch as much college ball on TV and on the internet as I can before the tournament starts. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, because I post videography and video editing tips and tutorials like this one on a regular basis that I'd love to have you around for them. That's all I got for you for today. So until next time, peace.